Hello, I have another do-it-yourself filter project that I'm working on for the 80-gallon project that I showed you last time. Basically, this is a simple under-the-gravel filter. You might be familiar with them. Basically, you have a flow basically drawing the water down through the gravel and then up through a pipe. That's basically the principle. The main difference on this one, though, it's going to be more movable, more removable. So if you want to service it, you want to clean it out, all you have to do is just grab the filter and take it out and clean it. This filter, I purchased a 11-cup Pyrex food storage container from Target. I got this for, I think it was like $6 or $7. Actually got two of them because basically I'm going to be using two in that one along with another filter that I'm going to show you at another point in time as well. But basically this is using a glass Pyrex container. It's an 11-cup one, so I'm hoping it does enough job for what I'm using it for. Other things you're going to need is you're going to need some PVC piping. Primarily on this build I'm using 1/4 inch with a couple exceptions, and I'll get to that in a second. So basically you need the tubing. Basically you're going to need 3 pipes like this. Measuring wise, they are about 3 3/4. So basically you about need 3 of these. Now keep in mind this measurement is kind of approximate. It's not exactly precise. I'm not really good at precisely cutting PVC, but it does fit in here perfectly. So basically I use this of course measurement will work good for this 11-cup Pyrex container. So I have 3 3 inch PVC piping. I have 2 smaller ones which are about 2 1/4. I also have 2 more that are 2 inch. That's in terms of the straight piping that I have for this. I also have 3 of the 1/4 inch elbows. I also have 2 T's. I also have an adapter that goes from a threaded 1/4 to a slide in 3/4, which is going to connect into this kind of connection, which I'm not quite sure what you call this. But you have the elbow right there with the slide in 1/4 inches, as well as the threaded, where this adapter is basically going to be threaded into this one to go from a 1/4 inch to 3/4 of an inch, which is where this pipe comes in, which is the 3/4 pipe. This base, and then that's just of course slides in there. It's nice and snug. I originally had it that way basically to be easy to remove it if I needed to surface it, but being how snug it is, it might not. What I might actually do is I might just kind of do it this way and keep with the threads part that, and that's a little bit easier. I haven't really decided on that because I might actually put a cap on that and drill holes in that for that. But that's basically the drain pipe portion of it, where the airflow is going to be going up, pushing up the water. So basically now keep in mind none of this is drilled yet. You will need to drill some holes in the PVC pipe, and I'll show you that once it's actually constructed. So basically you're going to take this PVC right here, attach to that connection right there, and then you're going to take one of the elbows like this, and then you're going to attach it to that piece right there. So basically as you can see right there, that's going to sit in there. That's going to be one end. Of course you have to do it the other way if you want to sit it on that side, but this one's going to sit on this side. So then basically you're going to take the 2 small ones, either the 2-inch one or the 2 1/4 or whatever size you're doing it on, but make sure these are the same size of course. So then you're going to stick that in there and stick that one in that side. So basically what you have is you're going to have that. So basically that's the first part. Continuing on, you're going to have a T, and then that's going to go on one of the small ones, and then you're going to put the other T on the other side of course. Although it is going to need one of these pipes as well, so you might want to, made one mistake already, so bear with me here. So basically then you're going to take the T's with the non-straight portion, you're going to take one of the 3 3/4 and you're going to stick that in the middle between them, just like so. I'm going to make sure they're nice and snug. So basically that, and then you're going to attach that to this portion right here. It's going to go into the 2 smaller ones like so. I might have to finagle this one a little bit, and then it's starting to take shape. Now this of course will stand on its own. It's a little crooked right now, but all you need to do is just get a flat surface and kind of just bend it into place, and now it's nice and smooth. Now if you wanted to, you can glue these pieces together if you want. I am not going to do that. I really don't see a certain need for that. Just in case if I need to take it apart and surface it, it's going to be a lot easier for me to keep it unglued. And basically the next step is of course taking the 2 smaller pieces again and stick it on the other side. Make sure you're using the same size on those pieces, otherwise it's not going to work out as well. So basically you're going forward, and then you are going to take your final straight piece, which is this one right here, and you are going to connect the elbows to the side right there, and that one right there. So basically what you have is you have basically a small little C, or an N, or a U. That's really nothing. But and so basically you're going to take that and you're going to stick it into the smaller pieces right there. Make sure they go in there, and for some reason, and this is one reason why you want to have the same length, is if it doesn't, it's not going to quite work out well because it's not going to connect to each other. I just need to push that one in a little bit more, or push these ones out a little bit more, and then just basically fit the pipes in. I'm not really being really precise on this, but it's precise enough for me. It doesn't really need to be that tightly put together. And there you have it. It is sitting in the base. And so basically you have your undergravel base of it anyways. So basically that is how that's going to fit in there. So basically this is the overview of what you're going to have once you put all the PVC together. Now there is a few more steps I need to do on this. I still need to drill the holes. I'm still trying to ponder on how I'm going to do that yet, so I haven't quite drilled any holes in this yet. And right now it's like 11 o'clock at night, so I'm not going to go outside and start drilling holes in PVC. I will show you the holes shortly, but basically this is what you have. Now one thing you need to do, that I'm going to do anyways, you really don't need to do it, but I'm going to drill right in that little, if you can see those threads right there, I'm going to drill a little hole in there to feed some airline tubing through. Or you can actually just feed if you wanted to, you could just feed the airline through that little hole right there. But I want it to be more secure so it's not floating up out of the tube at all. It's going to be more secure. So I'm going to drill a little hole in that spot, and then I'm going to have and if I can remove this, then I'm probably going to put an air stone in there to draw up the air, which then is going to go up through that pipe right there. Few ponderances I'm pondering on holes is I'm either going to put them on the bottom, where it's going to draw the water down from the bottom through the gravel, of course, or I might just have them sideways. I still haven't pondered that yet while I'm filming this, but I'm going to think that out. I'm going to go drill the holes, and then I'll show you the finished product on that. And of course, once you have that all finished, of course, you put your gravel in there, fill it up. I'm probably going to fill it up all the way to the top. And then, of course, that's going to be that. Now, this is not going to be working during this video, basically because I'm still working on the project. But I will show you in action once I actually get the tanks up and running. Now, with the gravel as well, I'm also going to be planting some plants in that, so it's not wasted space in the aquarium as well. It's not going to take much of the floor space for the fish. And that's going to take some of the height, of course, but most fish typically don't need the height. They mostly like the width and the floor space. So this is not going to kill your floor space one bit. I did wish that they had some glass baking pans, which are larger. Unfortunately, most of those had handles. Of course, those would work as well, but I didn't want the ones with handles. That's why I got this one right here, which has no handles on any of the sides. It's just a nice little clean box. Another thing I was considering was just making my own little glass box for this project, but I figured it'd be a lot smoother for me to actually just use the Pyrex here. So hold on, I'm going to go drill the holes for you. Of course, it's going to be another day that I'm going to be recording it, but let me go drill some holes and I'll show you the finished product before I'm actually putting it into action. So stay tuned for that, and let's go take a look at it. So now I'm ready to drill this part, which is the bottom part. I got my drill. I got this drill bit, which works wonders when actually drilling through the PVC. The other drill bits I've always had trouble with. This little cone, I forget what it's called. I think it's a step drill bit. This works wonder when actually drilling into PVC. So I'm going to go ahead and show you where I'm going to drill. I'm going to drill basically in these corners right there, on the corners of the T's, and also I'm going to put some holes in the little PVC pipes as well. So let's go ahead and drill this and show you the finished product. So I'm going to drill kind of on the side at a little bit of a downward angle. So I'm going to basically going to be putting it in like small little holes like that, like I said, in the corners right there. I'm not going to do this corner because basically that's where the main drain pipe's going to pull out, so I'm not going to put one there. But all the other corners I'm going to put holes into there. Always try to do this safely, of course. So I got all the holes in the corners. Got some little threads strangling around. So basically I got all the corners. Now I'm going to put some holes into the piping. So basically on each of these longer pipes I'm going to put 2 holes on the sides there. Just basically draw in the water. So 2 on each side. These holes I'm not too worried about on the sizing. There is one I do have to worry about on the sizing, and I'll get to that in a bit. Finishing up my final 2 holes on this part, and then I'll get to the other one where the airline's going to go. So basically there you have it. Like I said, I have 2 holes on each of those pipes, somewhat kind of pointing down, somewhat going to the side. Wasn't too particular on that too much. I tried to do it a little bit more downward, but there's that. Now the next hole is going to be going here. That is where I'm going to be feeding the airline through. So let me go ahead and do that part. But whatever airline fits through, that's the size you want it. So it's nice and snug as well. So no air is kind of escaping from there. This is going to be a little more trickier. This one I'm going to do more on concrete, just because I don't want to hurt myself. There we go. That fits nice and snugly right there. This one I'm going to go nice and slow. That way I make sure I do this right. But I don't want it too big and I don't want it too small. See, right now it is going to be a little bit too small, so I need to go one more step. Let's see here. Let's see if that does it. Like I said, I just want to go nice and slow on this one, so it's nice and snug in there and not too loose and not too tight, but tight enough so air. That is actually perfect. If I get this piece off, I could show you. That way the airline goes in there. Now basically what I'm going to do is I am going to kind of pull that air tube up a little. I'm actually going to put an air stone on it, so it creates a nice lift, and be a little bit quieter than if it was big bubbles. So that's basically the drilling job. So that is going to be my undergravel filter. So you put that in there, you put your gravel or your filter meter or whatever kind of stuff you want to put in there, then you're all set to go. So then you have the air kind of just going up, pushing up the water, drawing it in through there, which is going to feed it through the gravel to filter it out. So this is the test on one of the two filters I made. Unfortunately, I was not able to put the glass bowl in there. It wouldn't fit into this bucket. But as you can see, it is lifting up water, so it's going to be lifting stuff through those holes. And I did have a few particles from that was down on the bottom, and it seemed to suck that up as well. So I'm pretty confident that this design will work. Just a matter of just filling up the containers with substrate and let it do its job. So that's one of the two. This one right here is the one. Let's see which one is the one where I have the two holes, and it seems to be working fine. As you can see, you can hear it operating, but there it goes. It is operating. It's pulling up the water, pulling up the bubbles. So that is the first one of the two. So I'm going to pull that one out and do the test on the second one. So let's go ahead and see that one. So this is the test on the second one, and as you can see, it's going just as good. Actually, I think this one might actually be flowing just a little bit better. So the difference on this one is it actually has more holes on that side. You have 3 there and 3 there, and looks like I accidentally did put one there, but I might plug that one up later. But as you can see, it is flowing just perfectly fine, pulling up the water. Like I said, it looks like I made a mistake on that one hole, which is just a matter of just plugging that up or just buying a new piece and replacing it. But they both seem to be working fine, and looks like it'll do the job that I needed to do. So there's that. So I'm pretty sure this is going to work. Just a matter of just putting it into the glass containers, filling up with substrate, and I have myself 2 working filters for my new 80-gallon tank right here. It's going to be outside. So these pumps do work and will work for what I needed to do. So I'm very happy on that, and I'm going to have 2 new filters in my 80-gallon tank that I made myself. Undergravel filters, ones that I could actually remove out and service if need be. And then all I need to do is one more filter build, and I'll show you that in an upcoming video. So if you want to continue seeing this build, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification. If you know someone who would be interested in this as well, make sure you share it on your social media platforms if you wish. And as normal, keep researching, keep learning, and enjoy your fish keeping. Until next time, thanks.